clash between the two Tiger teams, Gawler Central and Nuriootpa. Joining me in commentary this week, once again, I've got Nick the Beast Cosmi. Nick, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Mike. We've just come up with that nickname 5 minutes ago, just before we went to wear. It's a very windy day, so we'll see how we go today. Hopefully it's as good as last week's game that we did.
Hopefully it is. A little bit of water lying on the ground in the pocket, fair bit of rain overnight and during the week here. Will be a few muddy patches that develop as the game goes on, but most of the surface here, it's pretty sandy and it stands up pretty well in the wet weather. It's still good for bouncing the footy on. Most of the players should be running on top of the ground and we should see some good footy play.
Absolutely. But the Tigers Cup today, so yellow on black against black and yellow.
Yes, absolutely. Just the two colours I love. But tough, going to be hard for the Tigers the Gawler Central Tigers to compete because they've been up against it all year, probably undermanned most weeks. Nuri are the second best team in the competition and come here today, probably most of us expect that they'll go away with the win, but Central's fight hard and they have been known to upset teams during the season. They upset Williston, who were third at the time earlier in the year. They will be looking to do a similar thing to their rival Tigers today.
Absolutely. For Nuri, they're at second at the moment, like you said, so they're clearly the second best team in the competition. So I think for the last 2 weeks, they've got this week and next week, they'll be looking to really bring in some form into the finals. And, the goal is someone's has to beat South. You've got to go through South Gawler to win it.
Absolutely.
Someone's got to do it.
Goes through South Gawler, and you've got to be good enough to beat them if you want to take the flag home. That's what it's all about. But Nuri aim to be that team. They have been building slowly as the season goes on. There's no real weakness in their side. Defensively, they are rock solid. Perhaps a genuine avenue to goal is the one thing that might elude them. They've got a lot of small contributors in their forward line. They don't have that big goal kicker. Perhaps could be what hurts them at the end.
And for Gawler Central, season is over technically, but still another game to play for, so, anything to disrupt Nuri.
Anything to disrupt that, but they're playing in front of their home fans here. There's a lot of passion here at the dog track. Might not always be a big crowd, but the people that are here are very passionate, very enthusiastic, almost rabid, you could say. So we do apologise if any of that comes over the microphone today.
A few special comments towards our right.
Yes, we've got some umpire consultants to our right. But some of the players that are back in the team today for Central, good to see Ross Grady back in the mix. He's an important player in their back line. He brings sexy back to the team. For Nuri, I'm looking to see some players like Kai Rosenzweig continue his magnificent season. I think he's been stellar and will be very high in the best and fairest for Nuri at this stage. Not to mention having a few association votes as well. But he's a young player that I think has developed magnificently during the season. Terence Wilfred's another player who just brings speed and excitement to the game. He kicked 5 goals last week. I'm expecting him to do something similar this week. For Gawler Central, it all starts with Joe Botton in the ruck. He is their most important player at the moment. With Charlie Molyneux out, he's the guy that the whole team is built around, and it starts with him. If he's playing well, Gawler Central are a chance. A little bit of wind here at the moment, going from right to left, but it is chopping and changing at times. Sometimes it's right in our face here in the commentary position, but at the moment it is favouring the town end of the ground.
And a beautiful setup we've got here too, must say.
Yeah, it's really good setup here on the cricket club balcony. And currently Nuri comfortably winning the B grade by 12 goals and just looking to pile a little bit more hurt on. Gawler Central hanging on grimly at the moment. But this is the real strength of Nuri, it's their depth. They've got solid players right through their 2 senior squads. A little bit of standing water on the ground in that pocket. It's going to be interesting to see if the ball gets in there at any stage today.
And even just right next to the Nuri interchange bench, to the left of the interchange bench, there's a big patch there on the boundary line. So it's a bit of a wet game, but then you move a little bit towards the middle of the ground, it's a lot drier. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of game this is.
As the final siren goes there for the reserves. So we're not too far away from the start of the A-grade game now. Go get yourself a drink, settle in. And if you're at the ground, go get a drink and bring it up here to the commentary position for us. I'm not joking. It will be appreciated.
Just need someone to hear it. That's in the bar.
Mrs. Grady is a nice lady, but I don't think she'll bring a drink up to me.
So last time out, it was Nowry winning easy at home. I believe they won by about 7 goals. Much of the same today.
On paper, it should be, but throw in the conditions. Gawler Central are always a bit tougher here at the dog track. They do play for their home ground and their home crowd. Gawler Central, probably this is as strong a team as they've had for most of the year. They've been undermanned all year, and they will give a really good account of themselves. If Nuri can get up by 3 or 4 goals today, they'd be really happy. These conditions are going to make it a tough, scrappy game. I think that scrappy nature will play into Gawler Central's hands a little bit.
Well, would it play into Gawler Central's hands or Nowry? Because at the moment, Nowry are statistically the best in the competition defensively, and Gawler Central at the same end defensively are the worst in the competition.
They are, but...
So would it slow up? Would it actually help Gawler Central, you think? Or does it make it, for Nowry, it makes them lock up a bit even more?
The unpredictability probably helps Gawler Central because they don't have a set avenue to goal. They don't have a key forward at centre-half forward. Brad Mercer at full forward is always hard to check. He's just an unusual type of forward. I think the unpredictability probably helps Gawler Central. Newry like to play a predictable style of footy. They're very structured and well drilled by Kyle Jenner. So I think they want the game to go on according to a blueprint, whereas Gawler Central are happy to just make it up on the fly. It's going to be a round of interesting games in the BLG today. Not far from here at Williston. Williston, who are 5th, taking on Barossa Districts in 4th. That game is effectively 4-4 spot. Williston still have a chance, though Barossa District have now claimed 4th. They've got a superior percentage, and I can't see them giving it up. South Gawler hosting Tanunda. So 3 games in Gawler today for people to go and watch. Tanunda traditionally struggle at South Gawler, and especially against the Lions. South Gawler, the best team in the comp, should win that comfortably. And Anguston hosting Kapunda on a pretty wet deck. Anguston have been in good form. Kapunda coming off the bye, they're a little bit unpredictable, but I'd say Anguston should get that one done. But that one has no impact on the finals race.
Should be a good game, though.
Should be a good game to watch. Of course, if you're watching this game on the live stream, you can go back during the week and watch the other games via YouTube or through 180 Creations or the South Australian Footballer YouTube channels.
I do think you're right, though. I think that for Williston, it's very, well, it's close to out of the finals race, but obviously if they get a win today, it makes it interesting, but they're far behind on percentage. They're about 10% behind, so they've got a lot of ground to make up. So if they are going to have a chance, they have to win very, very big.
Yes, but I honestly can't see Williston winning another game. I think that their season is pretty much done and dusted. They are now looking towards next year. So I don't think the result today is going to mean a lot. It is Ash Fry's 150th game. That gives Williston a bit to play for. He's been a great servant since joining the club, and he's a great leader at the footy club, but I don't know that that'll be enough to get them over the line. Barossa District is playing some really good footy towards the end of the year. They've really bought into Eric Kell's system. He's been a great appointment for the club this year, and they are at the start of a new era at Williamstown. I think that they are going to be a real powerhouse over the next 3 or 4 years.
Can they win a final? Do they beat Tanunda first week?
I actually think they beat Tanunda in the first week of the finals. I've said that publicly to a few people, and I just believe that they are priming themselves for that. I like the way they play. They're attacking They play a really good style of footy. They've got pieces in place. They've got big forward in Darren Schillerbeer who can turn a game. They've got good ruckman and just really strong contributors all over the field.
Well, certainly if South started like they did last week, and then they can have the start that Angaston had last week, maybe there's a chance of maybe something happening. But yeah, as we've seen as we've seen all year, and as we said, South have just been clearly the best team by distance.
Yes, and we saw last week South were behind for 2.5, almost 3 quarters, and still found a way to come out and win the game by 5 or 6 goals in wet conditions. That is definition of a team knowing how to impose their will on a game and grind it out no matter what happens. It would have been very easy for South, sitting top of the ladder, well clear. They could have just turned their toes up last week and gone, it doesn't matter, we've got top spot sealed. But they showed a lot of pride and desperation the way they came out and finished that game. They refused to let an underdog team beat them. They're better than that, is what they would have said to themselves. And well done, Sam. Great roving. But they believe they're a good team. They refuse to be anything but. It's probably the good thing about them is that they have a set of standards that they play to, and anything less than that will not be accepted.
He's done very well here, Sam. He's given me the tape.
Wins playing
bit of paperwork flying all over the shop.
That's one of the drawbacks of coming along with stats, is you've got paper. Some of us are too lazy to do that, so we don't have to worry about it. But yes, players warming up at the moment. Conditions are really good for football out here. Apart from that little bit of standing water in the pocket, the field is in really good shape considering the rain we've had this week. And I'm looking forward to seeing a really competitive game of football out here. Definitely worth staying tuned in because you'll see some good footy played. Players will be able to pick the ball up cleanly. The sandy deck here soaks the water up pretty well. See, the umpires are in the middle of the ground. They're almost ready. Today we've got umpires Ray Higginbottom and Caelan Sullivan running the show. So that bodes well for the players, 2 very capable umpires. See this siren going, it's looking to call the captains in now. Players in their final huddles now, just getting themselves ready. Some important inclusions for Gawler Central today. Jake Asher, one of their real veterans, one of the cornerstones of their footy club for the last decade and a half. He's been playing reserves all year, trying to train up some young players down there. He's taken one for the team and decided, I'm just going to play reserves and let some kids play A-grade this year. He's good enough to be in the A-grade team, but he's doing the right thing and trying to develop the footy club, not just himself. And he's one of my personal favourites. He'll be great in defence today. See players starting to head to their positions now.
What's the tip for today, Mike?
Tip for today is Nuri by 4 to 5 goals. And you?
Might go.
Can't say the team in black and yellow.
What about yellow and black?
You could try that if you want to
Spin
split
it.
hairs. There we are. Ross Grady signalling to us from the bench. The man who is single-handedly bringing sexy back to Gawler Central.
I might go the Tigers by 2 goals.
Well played. First ball up. Neary get the ball. Well knocked down there in the middle. Too strong out of there for Neary. They'll get the first forward entry of the day. Jake Asher with the clean up there. That's a beautiful little chip pass. Finds Jamie Wegner, the body in the middle of the ground. Ball forward. That's a good strong mark taken in defence by Mitch Norton. He goes to the outer side. Ball in dispute now. That's a good throw. Picked up by the umpire, I think.
The one that was 35 metres away too.
Yes, good vision. We could see it from here though, so from 35 he should have seen it. Neary looking to rebound this entry from Gawler Central. Terence Wilfred with the ball. Fakes the handball, turns and kicks. Goes to centre half forward. Well positioned there in defence. Move the ball out now. That's a really good overhead mark taken on the wing. Jake Platt just goes over the top of his teammate up forward. So Neary just kicking the space out on this wing. A lot of Gawler Central players out there. That's a beautiful take. He turns. He's looking for a target deep in the pocket. That's well defended by Norton. He fists the ball to the boundary line. Neary coming back to the middle ground. Strong mark taken in the middle by Kai Rosenzweig. He turns. That's a poorly directed kick, well cut off in the middle. Chips out to the new look Kyle Wurst, who's had a haircut, which makes him very hard to recognise. Brad Pilkington looking to drive the ball into the forward line. He uses that big right foot. Well spoiled. Terence Wilfred's in perfect position here. He picks the ball up one-handed, spins around, and that's a really nice kick coming out. Jake Asher in perfect position to spoil. Comes to ground. That kick from Neary goes off the side of the boot. Won't beat the defender out, but Neary able to pick it up. That hack ball back in. That works out well. Gawler Central player goes around. Now Asher's got it. He's wrapped up. And pretty hectic start to the game, Nick.
Yeah, a lot of end-to-end. Both teams having one behind the ball, so we'll see how that works, particularly for Central.
Bit of a drop of the ball there as he went to kick it. Umpire was blindsided, so probably a good decision to ball it up. So Botten in the ruck, he wins the tap. They're happy to take it over the boundary line. That's good idea.
Very patchy in the setup. Like there's a bit on the wing here, and then there's a lot in the stoppage. It's been all over the shop, this setup.
Very
for both
crowded
teams.
forward line for Neary. It's a long flat throw in, misses everyone. Botten tries to chase it down. He can't get to it. There's Aaron Laverty driving the ball in. So a minor score for the Tigers. Sorry, for the Neary Tigers. I'm going to have to get used to saying that.
You could still say Tigers.
I can, but that'll just confuse everyone. Normally it's just me confused. That ball coming. That Central try to go down the defensive wing. Ball gets stuck on the half-forward flank. Ball up over there. Umpire Higginbottom in charge. He throws it up. Neary with a big tap. Goes forward. Brad Pilkington doing a lot of work around the stoppages. That big-bodied midfielder is probably what Gawler Central need today in these conditions.
Nuri is setting up, there's 3 guys towards the defensive side of this setup, all unguarded, so it's interesting to see how Central defend this.
Kick out of the middle, or out of the contest. And Gawler Central able to break that. defensive zone. Ball in dispute out there. That kick in goes to grass.
Oh, missed chance there. They're at the
Alex
back.
Stark with a chance to get to it. But just showing that the speed of movement, they can get through Nuri's wall. And they've kicked out on the full, so Nuri, bad opportunity there. But that poorly directed kick goes straight to a Nuri player. He's bringing it out this side. They play on. Handball right out to the boundary. That kick finds Rosenzweig. This is where they're falling down. They need another target. He goes short, finds a player. Really hugging the boundary, the Nuri boys.
They're pushing it forward.
Big tackle from Jake Asher, takes his opponent over the boundary line. Aaron Laverty smashed into the ground. That was probably a little bit agricultural.
Nuri playing with a lot more of a direct style, considering there's a bit of muddy conditions along the wings.
Furnell with that tap comes down to ground. Well smothered there. Scott Bentley, the Nuri captain, looking to drive the ball out of the stoppage. He's been fantastic all season, really led from the front. He sets the tone for these guys. Easy tap for the Nuri ruckman there. Comes down to Bentley. He gets the handball off. That kick hits the player straight on the chest. He goes around the corner. Didn't need to do that, but he's kicked the goal.
Fallon, that was.
Sam Fallon, he's been really good all year. Came back from Central Districts last season and has been a real good target up forward for the Nuri Tigers.
Just a bit lackluster defending there. Fallon had the separation. He got about 15-20 metres from his full back and finished it nicely. And it was play on as well. That's why he didn't go back and take the kick. It was touched off the boot.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't criticise him too much for playing on. So back to the middle.
And particularly going for a check side, not a drop punt, right in front. But whatever works.
We see that seems to be the way for a lot of players these days. Umpire Sullivan now in the middle. Neither ruckman able to affect that. See Brad Mitchell being wrapped up right on the deck there. So gets that tap down. Really good work for Nuri. Back to Bentley. He just throws the ball on his left foot, goes for distance, marks the drop, comes to the Gawler Central defender. He handballs underground. Really powerful tackle there. Takes the Nuri player into the dirt. It's great work from Kyle Wurst. Nuri player takes the ball out of the ruck contest. He wasn't the assigned ruckman, but he took the ball anyway. See Terence Wilfred now with a flying shot on goal, but the whistle had gone. They're giving it advantage. Yes, they are paying that as a goal to Terence Wilfred, number 35. Kicked 5 last week and looking to have a similar game.
Very easy, the way that they worked that through, that stoppage there. So there's a couple times where Central defensively have just really switched off and gone to sleep. The last one was at full back and this one was in the stoppage, so a bit of separation.
They've got to be careful when the ball hits the deck.
Absolutely.
Nuri very good at crumbing in their forward line.
So if they want to be better in midfield, they've got to tighten up Centrals.
Botten held the space, tapped it down. Didn't really advantage anyone. It's a really big tackle in there by Laverty. Tap there by the Nuri ruckman. Comes to space, Well shepherded. Great Riley Haynes was in pursuit of that ball there. Looking for a lot of fireworks from him today. He owes us something special. That kick smothered. Lands in the central player's arms. He gives the handball away. Oh, good mark taken under pressure.
Had a bit of support there with the mark too. The bump actually helped him, I
That
think.
was Kyle Jenner, the ex-Central District star. He's now playing coach of the Nuri team. Finds Sam Fallon out on that flank. He just missed his target. Gawler Central player spins out of that tackle. Good handball back to a player in trouble, unfortunately. Nuri recover.
Oh, good tackle.
Those crunching tackles we're seeing early in this game. A lot of heat. See Kyle Worth there. He spun around twice. Umpire's going to play that, holding the ball. He had it long enough.
Bit more physicality in this game now. We love it.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with a big hit. As long as it's done legally. And if it is, our man Sam will capture it and put it online.
As was the case last week.
Which is just a beautiful,
And
clean football hit.
Oh, it was
A thing of
right in
beauty.
front of us too last week.
See, the ball goes out of play on the outer side now. Neither team able to get it clean out of the contest. Players being wrapped up as soon as they put their hands on the footy. Simon Fennell doing a good job in ruck for Nuri at this stage. Holding the dangerous bottom. He wins another tap.
Just not able to get things going, Central. They just haven't got
Free
their
kick
hands on the
going
footy the
Nuri's
last
way.
10 minutes.
Player being held.
I think he's going to have a look at him.
He is. The wind has dropped right off. I think he believes in himself enough. Going to be kicking from just outside the 50. He's giving it a real roost. It's going to fall just short.
Still in play.
Gawler Central knock that ball back through for a point. So now they'll get to control the ball coming out of defence.
Nuri set up really well back behind the ball. He's gone the top.
Oh,
I'll tell you what,
he has gone almost to the wing. That's a great kick.
good 60-metre top there. Tell you what, usually you pull him out towards the end of the game in desperate times, but he's gone in the first quarter. You love to see it though. So the game being pushed towards the wet area of the ground.
This Gawler Central have actually been renowned for that. The kick out the last few years. There was a good 80-metre torp recorded a couple of years ago. Went viral online. Nuri tried to run through the stoppage there. Just wrapped up in tackles. Ball going nowhere. So we're just inside the boundary on centre wing.
And Central really haven't gotten a grasp of how to deal with this defensive-like setup by Nuri and the stoppages. That's how they've been winning their clearances and getting clean use of the footy so far.
Neither team able to get clean hands on the footy at the stoppage. As soon as you pick it up, you're being wrapped up. That's the way to do it. Take it out of the ruck, just slam it on the boot. Unfortunately, it doesn't go their way. Nuri really disciplined back there. They don't get caught ball watching. They just do their job. Kai Rosenzweig now on the halfback flank. That's a good little pass. He keeps running. I thought he was going to get the handball back there. He's now presenting for the mark. Oh, that's
mark.
a good pass and a good mark up forward. Sam Fallon once again. He'll be taking a shot from probably 35 to 40 metres out.
Plays on. Oh, no. Not a good decision there.
Poor kick. Went straight to the Gawler Central player who dropped the mark.
I'm not quite sure if that was a pass or a miss kick. I reckon it was a miss kick.
I'm going to say it's a miss kick because it'd be really cruel to say it was a pass. Oh, almost in the puddle. There we go. Good drown in there. You've heard of the Thriller in Manila, the rumble in the jungle. This is the muddle in the puddle.
Between two tigers.
Ball gets tapped towards that spot again. Jamie Wagner grabs the ball. He shrugs that tackle. He puts the ball on the boot. Floating talk, marked by Nuri. Cooper Koleski. He drives the ball in. Gawler Central defenders outsize their opponents on this occasion. He picks it up. He's wrapped up straight away. Holding the ball, he tried to break through.
Not a great kick inside 50 either. He really needed to go to the advantage of the full forward.
It's a good pass coming out. Finds Kyle Worst. Oh, that kick chopped off by Nuri. Lockie Westlake, the dock. He drives the ball back in. It's probably a high contact there that could have been paid. Desperate battle for the ball on the wing. Furnell picks it up. He's good enough to get the ball to a teammate. They chip it to the outer side now. Nuri just settle it down. Smart footy, it's the way they play. They don't take too many risks. Find Kai Rosenzweig in the pocket. This is gettable by his standards. He should go back and have a shot at this. Wind will be coming across his left shoulder.
Be a tough kick because the wind's actually working away from where he would want it to work towards. Let's see if he can kick it.
It's a pretty clever little player. He's done that pretty well. Got right to the line, unfortunately touched. And it's just socked through, but it's been touched. So a minor score for Nuri there. Chances going begging for the visiting Tigers. Probably not making the most of their opportunities at this stage. Gawler Central desperately fighting to keep themselves in the contest.
It's much a territory game for Nuri so far. Once they get it in, it's been extremely difficult for Central to get it out.
They play on at a fullback, that handball. Now we'll see a long up and under kick to the wing. No one able to take advantage under that ball. See it run over the boundary line, so we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing.
The ball's coming now. Fisted forward. There's a bit of a scrap. And I think we're going to get a stalemate.
Got a heavy whack going in there.
You're struggling there, Mike.
Just getting up to get a view. Ball. Well taken there by Mitchell. Chips the ball in the middle. Kai Rosenzweig, he picks it up. He's everywhere at the moment for Nuri. Gives Nuri a chance to break to the outer side. It's a really good pick up and spin out of trouble. Rosenzweig again. He takes that shot at goal, bounces through. Kai Rosenzweig playing like a superstar.
He's been everywhere so far.
He's had a fantastic season. I've been so impressed watching him. He's only a second-year senior, and he tears games apart for fun.
He's been everywhere, up forward, through midfield. A really good finish there, and was really well worked with the run and carry forward for Nuri.
He adds a new dynamic to this Nuri team. His run through the middle is something that they didn't have previously. He was on the end of 4 possessions there. It started with him and he just kept going. Ball up again now. Neither ruckman able to impact. So we'll have a ball up in almost exactly the same position. Looks like Ross Grady preparing to come into the game. This is where the excitement could come from for Gawler Central. He's given us nothing so far. Now wheeling around, Brad Mercer with that pass.
Kick.
Beautiful bullet pass from the key forward.
That was Mercer to Pilkington there.
Pilkington, a real chance to get this. No wind to speak of. Might be slightly coming across his right shoulder. Should actually aid with the right foot kick. Ignores the lead from Kyle Wurst. Good thinking. Loads up on it. That is a beautiful kick. That's the first goal for Gawler Central and another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. Just what the Gawler Central team needed. They needed some reward for effort in this first quarter.
Well, they haven't had many centre clearances in this first quarter so far, so that was really well worked and a great kick that was by Brad Mercer to really pinpoint the pass to Pilkington.
Mercer's been a superstar. He's kicked 100 goals on more than one occasion, but he's also good at dishing the ball off like that. Bottom with the tap. Quick clearance there for Gawler Central. They get the ball out into space. Nuri are able to clean it up. They're working it down that outer side well. Ball in dispute, taken over the boundary line. So they're throwing almost in front of the scoreboard. Nuri are just getting the ball out of the middle too easily at the moment, Nick.
Yeah, that's right. And like we said, the setup's been really good for them so far, and it's something that they've gone to a lot of times that's worked.
This ball now in space on the wing. Really good take there. Handball to a player in the open. That ball goes out to the right width, deep in the pocket. Player was dragged down without the footy. Comes back into Nuri. They're in trouble now. That's beautifully picked up, well dodged. That handball put his teammate under pressure. It's a nice pickup around the corner. Flying shot on goal, just offline. Probably a missed opportunity there for Central. Messed around with the ball a little bit. Probably it was a mistake from Nuri that let them in. But they can't afford not to take those chances.
And they're starting to run in numbers, Centrals. They're picking up their effort, unlike the first half of this quarter. So they're really pushing it forward. And they need to convert now, put some scoreboard pressure on.
See Alex Edwards coming off for Terence Wilford. That's a good move for Nuri. Getting Wilford back into the game. Ball Central player at the front of that. Couldn't hang on. So we'll have a ball up just outside the 50. Most of the players in one half of the ground now. Just four Nuri's forward half. Simply now making sure that ball doesn't pop out. Desperation play from both teams, but Gawler Central desperate to get the ball in their forward half and make a bit of hay while the sun's shining.
Ball actually going Nuri's way out this time around.
Okay, so Nuri with the free kick. Looks like Kai Rosenzweig yet again. Gets a bit up and under there. Not a perfect kick. Nuri are best at ground level. They were working that out with hands. It was chopped off. Holding the ball paid. Gawler Central. Jamie Wegner, the body. Never met a beach weight he didn't like. And that's a really good mark there.
Like big baseball mitts there. Clunked it.
Absolutely beautiful mark. That was Jake Platt.
He's going to back himself in here. No wind behind this kick. So it is a big kick. This would cut the margin down to 8.
Coming in now. He's tugged that to the left. That's going to go out of bounds on the full. Was touched by Kyle Wurst.
Almost a good pass.
Almost a good pass, but probably a little too deep into the pocket.
We'll leave it with that.
You're being very generous, Nick. Comes over the back of the stoppage, pops out to Nuri. They've got some clear air to work with now. That's a beautiful take.
Great kick too.
Riley Haynes giving us a bit of sugar. That kick not so good from Haynes. Finds Gawler Central player.
He's trying to find Fernell there, but the kick just held up in that wind. Swirling winds just affecting both teams here.
I'm not letting Haynes off the hook that easily. Beautiful pick up there from the Nuri player. Good handball. Player nearly fumbled it as he went to handball. Kai Rosenzweig under pressure now. He picks it up. Turns onto that right foot. That's a beautiful little chip kick. Just too far for his teammate. That ball, ugly. Didn't advantage him one little bit. So we see a ball up on centre wing. Nuri player bowled over there.
It's a stop-start match, isn't it? It's free-flowing. It's a bit stop and go. It's a bit of everything at the moment.
It is. It really hasn't found an identity as yet. That tap down nearly worked out. Gawler Central tried to break through. That tap in the air heads out probably to Nuri's advantage. Tigers definitely. They were looking for a late goal, but there's a siren to end the first quarter. Score on the Barossa scoreboard currently Nuriootpa 3-3-21, leading Gawler Central 1-1-7. And I'd have to give that win to Nuri on the quarter going into the wind.
Yeah.
Only by a narrow margin because there were plenty of opportunities for both teams to score goals and they messed around a little bit with the ball, didn't play direct at times and probably wasted a few chances.
Yeah, and you know, Gawler Central a bit in and out of this game, this quarter, sorry. There were some times where they were applying some really good pressure, and then there were some times where they weren't chasing, so a bit all over the shop. But they're actually not as far out of this game as you think. But as you said, Nuri missing some chances, so that'll hurt them. So not a bad quarter by the Tigers all round.
No, definitely good result for the teams in black and yellow. Scores from around the grounds on the Barossa scoreboard. South Gawler 3-5-23, leading Tanunda 1 point at quarter time.
Starting a lot better than last week.
Yes, definitely. But they're playing at home and against a team that traditionally struggles at South Gawler. So where can Gawler Central find an advantage this quarter? What can you see as an opportunity for them, Nick?
I think they have to start with consistent effort because, as I said just before, there's been times where it's been really good, but then there's been times where they haven't chased. There's been times where they've been a bit lackluster defensively. So once they get that tightened up, things may be able to flow from there. But I think that's probably the base of it. And then from there, it's just been the ability to run in numbers, the ability to get back. And while Nuri have been... They look better by foot at the moment, as you'd expect, but I think it just starts with effort for Central to stay in this game and maybe do something about it.
Yes, and I think they've got to aim to be taking shots from 35 metres out rather than 50. I think that's definitely going to play into their favour if they can manufacture shots from closer to goal.
very important for Nuri to finish the last fortnight strong. Today against Gawler Central, and then next week against Williston at home. So they really need 2 big wins and collect some good form and play some good footy before they play South Gawler in the second semi-final.
Yes, they do, but they also need to stay healthy, which is the dilemma in footy is, do you go hard and try and play your absolute best in those last couple of weeks and risk injuries, or do you coast?
Oh, that's it. It's an indelicate balance. So, which do you choose? But I'd probably opt with the form. But obviously, you're not going to do anything stupid to get injuries, of course. So it's not like a pre-season game where you just do not get any injuries at all. But it's not like a really competitive game where you just go hell for leather, because they've got second spot. They're not going to finish lower than second. They're not going to finish top. They know that they're playing at South Gawler in the first week of the final. So I think building towards that's probably their best avenue to trying to beat them and get a direct entry into the grand final.
Absolutely. I think that they need to make a statement against 2 of the teams that aren't coming close to finals. Williston are playing like the worst team in the competition. They'd want to make, at home, they will want to make a big statement against the Donnybrooks, and today they'd want to win by that 5 to 6 goal margin that I predicted. As we're back now, free kick paid there, going Nuri's way. Play on. That kick just drifted deep to the pocket. Gawler Central able to clean up, but marked again by Nuri.
Laverty, that was.
Aaron Laverty's been good so far today, had plenty of touches. He's working hard. But the kicking into the forward 50 has been disappointing at times. Gawler Central chopping that off again. That kick finds Jamie Wegner almost at centre half back. His pass finds clear dirt. Pilkington now fighting over the footy. Hands it up, but goes straight to a Nuri player. That fly didn't work out. So Gawler Central working hard again in defence. That kick around the corner. Hits a teammate, he's lucky there. Handballs it back to Wegner. He handballs on the 45. He receives the handball back again. Wegner keeps going, tries to run through someone, didn't work. That contest brings the ball to ground.
Another thing for Central is I'd really like to see how they go about defending stoppages, because they were pretty poor in that first quarter dealing with them. They didn't win many, so we'll see if they can turn it around.
Perno with that tap, ball comes to ground. Wilfred now with that left kick, foot kick of his, goes deep forward, finds the Gawler Central defender though. Fallon was out of position behind his man. Central moving the ball well down the outer side now. That kick cut off. Nuri moving the ball. That's a good overhead mark taken in the middle of the ground. It's Mitch Dakey. His pass finds a teammate just inside the 50. He goes long, looking to the square. That's a really good clean mark taken. Really good patience from Nuri. He didn't look at the goals at all. He was always intending to put that ball up for a teammate. It's worked well.
Really poor defence by Central there, because it was Jordan Neat who had a 2-on-1 within 10 metres of the goals. And so that's pretty poor because they got it very easy there, Nuri.
Yes, Tom Giles lining up for goal now. He's moved that ball beautifully with the win, almost like the odd leg spin that he bowls during the summer. So that's the first goal of the second quarter for Nuri, and another goal from Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. Yes, definitely Gawler Central have to be more aware, especially on those small forwards from Nuri. You cannot let them get front position.
It's just staying mentally engaged, I think, because that you can see that at times the effort's there and then it's just dropping away in like simple stuff like that. So
I think the key for Gawler Central, they need to get Ross Grady on the ground. I think he's better in defence. He's got the length to create problems for Nuri.
He's right in front of us. So
he is.
If you speak a bit louder.
No, I don't want to give him a big head. He does like a bit of me time. Ball back in the middle now. Umpire Higginbottom coming in. Bottom gets the tap down. He picks up his own ball. He's wrapped up by 2 Nuri players immediately. So we'll have a repeat ball up. Be a lot of this today.
And it's Brett Kennedy, the spare, about 25 metres out for Gawler Central defensively.
And he adds a lot of speed off half back. He's got a great long penetrating kick as well. So he's an ideal weapon for them to use. Nuri with the ball back now. Driving that ball in.
There he is with the ball.
He reads the play really well. Takes that short chip kick. Finds Wegner. Actually, in an interview earlier in the year, I posed a question to one of Wegner's teammates. If Jamie Wegner does a bicep curl and there's not a mirror around, did it actually happen? That ball coming out of defence now. That's a big long kick. Wilfred perfectly placed at the back. The ball bounces over him. Oh, there we go. There's a bit of water damage.
Wet and wild.
That's
Here
exactly
at
what
Gawler
the Nuri
Central.
trainers were hoping for. They've just copped a big splash.
It's like a car drives past in a big puddle and it's just straight in. Cop that.
There's ball in now. Laverty couldn't get his hands on that footy. Pops out the back. Nuri with a good take. Bentley there gets the ball out by hand. Laverty keeps running. That's great work from the midfielder. He kicks, finds a teammate. That's brilliant work. Laverty is having a great day so far. That ball across. And again, Nuri player just got open. Sam Fallon got away from his defender for about the 4th time today. That's a problem for Gawler Central. They've got to make a move on him.
A bigger problem for Gawler Central is no one's actually following Scott Bentley in midfield. Like, his run through midfield is far too easy for a stoppage. He's getting through like Chris Judd has been able to in his peak.
He's the first player I would concentrate on as an opposition, and maybe not a hard tag, but you'd have someone accountable for him all day. As Sam Fallon puts through another goal for Nuri and another goal for Ray White Craigmore. That's Fallon's 2nd goal for the day. About his 3rd or 4th shot on goal though. He is getting too much of the ball uncontested for the situations he's been in. Looks like Gawler Central may have heard us. Ross Grady is now taking the field, giving the people what they want. Let's see if he can get a touch. He's heading straight into the last line of defence. He could be the man to make something happen. Ball up again. Bottom with a tap down. It's a free kick being pulled out there. Going Gawler Central's way. Bit of hanging on. We've got Pilkington to move the ball now. He loads up and goes long. A lot of Nuri players down there. They smash at the ground. There's about a 5-on-2 there.
Much needed goal.
Yes, Gawler
Here for Central.
Need to get traction. Bottom being well held. Ball comes to ground. It's a flying shot on goal. That's exactly what they needed.
Right on cue.
Alex Starkey, great goal from the young man. That's what they need is at the stoppage, a bit of run and creativity. It's very hard to stop a player running at full tilt through the contest.
And a great tap to the space too. Very underrated that. Because he's got to put it in the area, and the bounce did help for Starkey. But really good finish with that run and carry.
He created the energy by running hard at the contest. Whatever happened, he was dragging a player with him. Somehow he was going to impact that contest.
It's that sort of run and carry and effort that's going to be needed to mount any sort of comeback on this
deficit. There's an old
deficit.
saying that the ball finds energy. And you provide the energy, the ball will come your way. Back in the middle again, umpire Sullivan this time. Botten got up early. He was able to get the ball when it came down. Wagner now with the kick. Good strong take in defence for Nuri. The great Nick Matthews. He decided to go wider still. Nuri looking for clear passage. They find it. They find a target out on the outer wing. They're patient. They're not going to hurry and burn the footy.
It's a very direct style they play, isn't it?
They don't mess around. They don't kick to packs. They really do possess the ball well and value their possession.
There's a bit of a... There was a penalty there, 25-metre penalty.
Yes, might have been a verbal. That ball comes out, finds a free player out here. It's Mitch Norton. He's drifted forward. He goes with the left foot. He's found a player. Mark taken. He's probably too far out to score. He's proving me wrong though.
Oh, right on the line.
Touch right on the goal line.
No score review in this league.
No. That was Mitch Dakey.
Just on the line too.
Only just. Looking at the replay now. We're nearly 11 minutes into the second quarter here at Gawler Oval. Gawler Central moving the ball out now. Looking for Brad Mercer. There's a free kick being paid off the ball. Below the knees, free kick. Going Nuri's way.
Footy's getting a bit
Going
heavy
Gawler
now.
Central's way.
Spent its fair share of time in the
Brad
in the wet.
Mercer just pushed a long way up the ground. He's taking his time, catching his breath. He's a little more solid than he used to be. That's a polite way of putting it. He goes long into the middle. Mitch Norton straight lines the footy. It's a beautiful pickup in the middle there. Just missed his target by hand. Kennedy now decides to concede a little bit of ground. It's probably not where he intended to go. Jake Asher's going to be the first one to it, but he's going to be hot under pressure.
Playing with fire here, Centrals.
Yeah, that poor kick has let them down massively. Ball coming back into the middle now. Two Nuri players under it.
Strong
And
take.
that was a beautiful, strong mark. Kennedy makes up for his mistake a moment ago. He finds Mercer. He shanked that, probably one he'd want back, but it's actually worked out. It went to Wagner, back to Mercer. That little chip kick finds the player. Botten now. That's a good pass. Les Baker now, he headed into the pocket. Player drops the mark. Came back and he's taken, should have been holding the ball. Another strong tackle by Nuri. They slam him into the
The
ground.
progression of how that ball has been worked from the other side of the ground to here. It's been something else.
It's been different. And there is some serious wrestling going on here. Both teams are employing it. They're trying to impose themselves on the game physically. Rosenzweig getting a bit of attention off the footy. Free kick going Nuri's way. Umpire's decided he's had enough of the carry on. Just play a free kick and they'll work it out. A lot of Nuri players under the fall of the ball. They take it off hands. That chip kick finds Mitch Dakey. He goes long to the goal square. Will it bounce through? No, just touched on the line once again. That's two shots in a row from Dakey that have just almost been there. He had time to run a little bit further.
Gawler now, when they're locking it in, playing a bit of a press style, so it's interesting to see that they're going to it, and both teams doing it the right side of the screen.
Yes. They really move this ball out of defence now. Go for the short pass, that's clever. That's the brains of Jake Asher coming out of defence. Veteran Nous. That kick not quite as well directed. Billy Nichols, the veteran from Newry.
Good hit.
And look at that tackle. Almost a wrestling move. Rolls him over. That's almost a throw, but umpire didn't see it, so it didn't count. Good take there, Longaroo. Good handball from Pilkington. Gawler Central out now. That kick didn't find a target. That's the one they needed to hit. The ball held up on the wing. Really put his team out under pressure there. Had time, could have almost taken a bounce. So Newry able to clean that ball too easily from the stoppage. Nichols now driving it forward. Ball pops out the back. Central able to see that over the line. So a boundary throw in around from Newry.
Chance now for Newry. It's up and under. Oh, that's a good mark.
That's a very courageous mark taken there.
Rawluck, I think.
Cade Rawluck.
Believe.
A lot of courage shown. So
Great pack mark.
And take a shot on goal.
Took the mark and the hit. And should convert from here. So a chance to really extend the lead now. And he does. It's now a 28-point lead
Newry
to the
really
Tigers.
Put their foot on the throat here. It's going to get ugly for Gawler Central if they can't find a way to match up on the small Newry forwards.
A bit of extra time getting back to the middle now. But Newry are really dragging away with this margin.
No one able to take it. Newry, that handball comes to Wagner. He shrugs a tackle. Kicks the ball clear. Great pick up there. No right foot, unfortunately, so he had to come back into trouble. James Bentley fighting hard. Holding the ball. That's a great tackle, great decision. Umpire calls the ball back. That's a good call.
Going forward now. Gawler. It's actually going to work out that kick.
Kennedy finds himself on the end of that. He tried to play on. He put himself in trouble. That kick works out. Oh, no, well spoiled by Newry. It looked like Worth had the ball under control. Desperate tackling. Worth tried to pick it up. He's wrapped up by two Tigers. Mitch Norton's one of them. You're not getting away from him. Purnell gets the tap down. Players wrapped up as soon as he grabs the footy. It's going back to early in the first quarter, stalemate footy.
Chance now. Oh,
Ball
Nuri
comes
have the
back.
chance to clear.
Nuri with a big kick out of defence.
Oh, Falcon.
Oh, big fly, but a Falcon there.
Those are nasty. The ones you don't expect. Oh, the moves there by Kennedy. Now, Central's moving it forward. This is Mitchell. Into the hot spot. Ball bashing around. Great's trying to get his hands on it. It's a ball up right in front of Gawler Central's goal.
Central need to get reward for effort now. They've been trying for a long time.
They've had the forward press
You can't have the ball in
when they've had the ball in.
line this much and not get a return for it. Ball comes to ground. That's beautifully taken there. Nuri players wrapped up, taken over into the mud.
Thought I reckon he thought he was a bit closer to the boundary line then. He was going to force his way out, but it did get there in the end. Ball in, coming a lot more central.
Ball comes down to the Gawler Central player. He hooks around the corner. That's going out, so it'll be a Nuri kick in for last touch.
And this is where this press by Gawler has worked not too bad for them. They've just got to convert. This is their only problem for the quarter. They just haven't
That
converted.
long kick from Norton, contested. Bentley picked it up. His handball's cut off. Bentley's working hard though. He's trying to drag his team with him. Gawler Central needs someone to match that energy. Jamie Wegner's the guy. He's the one with the class to do it. Really strong take. That handball forward finds Nichols. He's calm under pressure. Bounce of that ball eludes everyone. It's a beautiful kick out of defence. Worst flew, went too early. Kennedy went as well. He's down. Kai Rosenzweig picks it up in the middle of the ground.
Great kick.
That's a beautiful kick from the young fella. Hits a teammate, Mitch Jakey. He handballs off. So a running shot on goal. And the goal umpire looks very happy with it. That's a goal for the Tigers. And another goal for Ray White Craigmore. Your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, but Joey Cirillo will sell you a property anywhere you want one. Nuri really starting to grab the momentum now.
I might take Joe up on that offer if he allows him monopoly money.
I'm not sure. I can give you his phone number. You can try. He offered to sell me a cardboard box for what I can afford. Ball back in the middle now. Gawler Central need to find a way to break from the centre and get reward for it. Bottom with the tap back. Didn't really have a target there. Kennedy with that handball out. Pilkington with the kick. That's a good pass. Finds Mercer. He's a long way from goal. No, it wasn't Mercer. Mercer was the guy, the target on the end. It's a good pick-up, but he's in trouble. Luckily, you get away with dishing that out. Oh, the muddle in the puddle once again. Looks like a lot of fun out there. I almost wish I was out there.
It's amazing how some of the players that have been on this side of the ground are so dry, and then other players have got mud all over them. Laverty's one of them for Nuri.
Some players manage to avoid the mud. It's impossible. It's amazing.
They would be wingmen.
Not always. I know a few players whose aversion to getting dirty extended to anything above the sock. You're fighting for the ball now at ground level. Pops out. Shot there on the run for Gawler Central, offline. It's probably the first real chance they've generated for a while. Wasted opportunity. Brad Mitchell couldn't quite get it. Rosenzweig now in the back pocket. Put some real distance on the bowl.
As we said before, a bit of a stop-start sort of game. Hasn't really had much flow in both quarters.
That's well done. Good tap down. Gawler Central with a chance now.
Oh, it's pushed it wide.
It's really butchered that. That was their best chance at goal, probably of the game so far, and yeah, that was not good enough. Needed more voice from those around him to let him know he had time. Nuri bring the ball out this side. Oh, it's a big fly, and that's a great mark. That is an absolute belter from the young fella Giles.
A great haircut too. Really good mullet. Love to see it. Ball bobbling around, so Central going to push it back. Mark taken now by Westlake on the wing, so they're going to try and push it
Brett
forward.
Kennedy, other team.
Oh, sorry, Brett Kennedy. That's on me, that one. This one's a mark, so this one's coming back. No advantage there. So this will be Brad Pilkington, who's got 1 goal for the game so far.
He's had a bit of the footy. He always gives his all for Gawler Central. That's another good mark taken. It's a good kick and playing in front there, which is something that I haven't done enough of today.
He's had a bit of it today, Brett Kennedy. Good overhead.
This is where they're falling down. They need someone to take a mark inside 50.
He's gone the top.
He has.
Bit of an unorthodox style, but it's going to work on.
Joey Botton has managed to juggle that.
It's going to work
Very
out.
hard to take on that first grab being a talk, so he's bobbled it so it was easier to get.
Bit of an unorthodox way to enter the ball inside 50, but you know what? As long as it works, it works. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it.
They don't have to be pretty.
This is Joe Botton.
Big ruckman.
Big kick.
Really important kick for Gawler Central.
Ooh, he's pushed it left.
It's a bit of a ruckman type kick. Just offline.
1 goal 3 for the quarter for Gawler. So it was Nuri that weren't taking their chance in the first, and now it's Gawler that have had some chances of late to bring it back.
And
but they haven't done
the ground at South Gawler. South Gawler 5 goals 7-37, leading to none at 1 goal 4-10.
Must be something about today. Teams not taking their chances.
And at Angaston 3 goal 5, leading to Pundit 2 goal 2.
Bad kicking all round around the league.
Wet conditions probably explain a fair bit of that. Nuri on the break now. That kick finds Norton. He's unable to take it under pressure, but he's still fighting for the ball. He dives on top. He forces a ball up. He's run a long way from centre half back too. It's a good take. Nuri pushing the ball forward. Gawler Central will pick it up, but he's wrapped up immediately. That's a good strong tackle. Good forward pressure for Nuri. Forcing a ball up inside their forward 50.
Really good push there by Laverty and Bentley again in midfield. Just been a duo that's just dominated in midfield.
It's actually Laverty.
Laverty?
Yes. I haven't given you any difficult names yet this year. You're lucky.
Pretty sad. So
Real
just,
soon.
do drinking the sorries, you know.
There's a chance now for Nichols.
Nuri around the corner. Well defended. Gawler Central, the underground handball was clever. A lot of pressure now. Big tackle, takes the Nuri player over the line. A lot of attention being paid there.
Been impressed by the tackling today. Real
Taken out with the
physicality.
tackle. Those weights are effective for something. That ball up and under. Westlake fighting for the ball for Nuri.
Won't be much longer left for this half. So the worst thing for Gawler would be to concede a goal
Almost
here.
30
So
minutes in here in the second quarter.
can't allow that. Very physical game. It's been slow, it's been quick, it's been everything. Wet, it's been dry.
Oh, that's a powerful tackle. He's wrenched into the deck.
Pushed out towards the boundary line. And not much ground being made. Good pressure work in the last few minutes by both teams. I think both trying to see out the half. No one wants to concede a goal late.
Regner standing up in the tackle. He's the only player who can do it. The ball comes back to the middle. Westlake waited. He applied the tackle once the Gawler Central player had grabbed it. The siren goes for half-time here at the Gawler Oval. Currently on the Barossa scoreboard, Nuri well in control. 7-goal, 5-47, leading Gawler Central 2-goal, 4-16. Really tough half of footy. Both teams very physical. I think even having only played half a game, they're going to be pretty sore in the rooms at half time.
It's a very physical game, and it's been a bit of everything. It's been tough. It's been physical. It's been open. It's been a bit clustered. It's been everything, like we've said. So, but it's been for one thing for Gawler, it's been just a little bit disappointing because you actually feel that they should be a lot closer in this game, and they're not. They've missed chances in front of goals, and they've just had a few lapses in concentration, which has cost them goals. So,
but having said that, they've also defended well enough that Nuri could be 5 or 6 goals further ahead.
Absolutely, but I think the flip side of that is that Nuri's entry hasn't been that great. When they've been in transition, they've been really good in terms of their entries inside 50, but if they were a lot cleaner going forward, I reckon they would be a lot further in front. But they're in front by 31 points, so they've got a firm lead and they'll look to extend.
Firm lead, but it's probably not a safe lead, you would say, in modern footy.
Correct.
Even though Gawler Central had their struggles that half, there are a possibility to come out and kick 4 or 5 quick goals. Some players that haven't been cited yet. Jared Jenner hasn't gotten into the game at all.
I don't think it's been much of... I thought Gawler were actually probably better that quarter. They found a way to lock it in. They just couldn't convert. It's just that last kick for both teams, really, inside 50 and in front of goals. It's that last kick that's just really not helping either side at the moment. So Nuri will take the 5-goal lead in a low-scoring game. Absolutely. We'll see how it all ends up. But we do hope that Central put a few on the board early and really make this tight.
Probably the biggest disappointment is our man Ross Grady has given us nothing. Not a thing.
Have we called? I don't think we've called his name at the ball.
Only when he was on the bench we mentioned him. He needs to stand up and give us something. He's talked a good game earlier in the year, but he's not showing us much at all. He only flew in last night, but that's no excuse.
Where from?
Tasmania.
Right. Jet lag, maybe. I do believe that they run on the Eastern time, so
They do.
it could
but
be
that's
blamed
no
on that.
Excuse. No excuse at all. We won't even let him have that excuse.
So Sam Farland, with the only player that's got multiple goals in this game.
He's kicked 2 I believe.
So Farland with 2, Rawluck with 1, Rosenwig with 1, Wilfred with 1, and Tom Giles with 1, and Stark with 1. Giles?
Yes. That's one of the easy ones. That's one you shouldn't screw up.
Well, there's a few, it's a bit like tomatoes at the moment. Starkey with 1, Pilkington with 1 also. So Nuri actually been really good through. I think for Gawler, they've got to tighten up a bit more in midfield as well. So they can get that going. That's sort of the engine room. Just that effort, just staying engaged. And
Yes. Central need to find a way to get production through the middle. They're not actually getting any traction out of the middle of the ground. They haven't won many clearances from the centre, and they've had to do all their work coming out of defence, which is going to be very draining as the game goes on. They need to... Some of the things they did well was when they had guys running at pace through the stoppage. They've got to find a way to recreate that on a regular basis.
that's worked for Nuri. We spoke about before Scott Bentley and Laverty.
At this stage,
Their pace.
Laverty's probably the best on ground.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's been the engine room for Nuri that's just been class, really.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back for the start of the third quarter. Yeah, I'd love it. If you're going to run, you know where to go? Just past the 10. Yep.
Yeah. You gotta go make something up and you do the same thing. We just need to go right here.
hounds and stuff for those ones. There's several. And there's a falcon, that falcon as well.
Yeah, I gotta check that one.
Yeah, no, so I've got the times and the quarters for those.
Some things that post blocks a little bit, and some things happen behind that stand ground.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I'm allergic to hot boys. Yeah, or you might. No, I was talking about it, and then I was like, at least the sample size.
Yeah.
The west side has to be north and north.
Yeah. You think that won't happen?
Olivia?
The band started at 5:30 today, so I'm missing Tumbleweed and Friends of Rom.
Damn.
I'm not happy.
Pretty happy with this movie. I'm not a fan, but I know that they're decent from the
Good lie.
yeah. I enjoy watching the old live rage clips that they bring out every now and then. Like Recovery and another.
Remember one day we did it out, they came over, started throwing cheeseburgers into the crowd. Not rat.
I did hear about that.
Not rat. Just loose and there's two getting hit with patties in the face.
Hilarious.
Pickles. And they're wearing fucking tracksuits. And they go, just because you see someone on the side of the road doesn't mean they're a drug dealer. They could be in a band. Kingy, do something. Tiny little thing. Yeah. That's not cool. Okay, we're up. Welcome back to Gawler Oval, as we are about to start the third quarter in the live stream match of the day. The Tiger clash between Nuriootpa and Gawler Central. Second-ranked Nuriootpa taking on Gawler Central, who are sitting 7th, I believe.
Second last.
Second last, so 8th. I was close. That's why we've got you here, Nick, just to keep me under line. Ball up. Neither ruckman able to affect the tap. Nuri running the ball out of the middle.
Bentley again.
Bentley just dominating the middle. That's a beautiful handoff there to Giles. He dribbles the ball through for his second goal of the day. Nuri start the second half on fire. That's exactly what the visitors were looking to do. That'll put Gawler Central on the back foot immediately. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. How easy was that, Nick?
Oh, that's about as direct as it could be, almost. Clear, very clean clearance. Straight down, handball receive, and that's his second for the day. So, talk about fast starts within the first 20 seconds. That's pretty good.
That was, again, it was Bentley streaming through the middle of the ground. Gawler Central haven't even found a way to stop him running through the middle. You've just got to check that run. As soon as the ball goes up, he starts moving. You've got to be able to cut that down somehow. He's held on to this time.
Yes, someone's got a hold of him.
I think he was wrapped up before the ball came down.
Oh no, sorry, that was Nichols that time, the win the tackle.
Gawler Central now winning the ball. Handball comes out to Pilkington. He goes down to get it. He's knocked in the head. That's a good mark there. Bentley once again. He chips into the middle. He's looking for Rosenzweig. He's got him. Rosenzweig just starts running, uses his pace. That's a beautiful pass, Rosenzweig. He's found a teammate close to goal.
And we talked about it at half time. Their entries going inside 50 haven't been good, but I tell you what, in the first 2 minutes has been as good as it gets so far. So
yes, definitely. I think they've had a message at half time to not mess around with the ball, just goes direct. So Lockie Westlake, guy who's a regular defender, kicks the second goal for Nuri this quarter. That's a really good start for the visiting Tigers.
And it can get really ugly if Gawler don't lock up very quickly.
If
because
they let Nuri keep moving the ball that quickly, it is going to get very ugly very quickly. Could be a mauling.
a tiger mauling to another
Probably
tiger.
the equivalent of a small child falling in the tiger enclosure at the zoo. Control your pens, Nick. Come on.
That's about the 6th time that they've dropped.
Just do something. Anything. Ball back in the middle. That's a good hip and shoulder in the middle. Took the Nuri player right out of the contest. Allowed his teammate to fly through. Forcing another ball up straight away. Gawler Central won't mind that. Furnell gets a good tap. Rosenzweig unable to take it. Sean Marr with the clearance. Nuri able to run the ball out of defence. That's good ball movement. Kick was probably not the best. Found a Gawler Central player at halfback. Ross Grady's running in the middle of the ground. Thought he was a chance to get that. Went over his head. They deprived us of a Ross Grady highlight. Ball comes wide to Jake Asher. Grady's further down the ground. He could use him. He's smart enough not to. Goes back to Botten. It's good ball movement. That's a real good low chip kick.
Very methodical build-up
Found
so
Jordan
far.
Nate.
Oh, that's not very methodical.
That was 4. And Tom Giles now with the mark inside 50. That kick, a little bit of a challenge there for his teammate, who didn't want to run flat out through the water and go face down.
Very
That was
poor
his coach,
turnover.
Kyle Jenner, tiptoeing through the mud.
Very poor turnover.
He'll be
That could
taking
cost
a
them.
rare shot on goal. For a career defender, this will be something different. Wind is probably almost directly in his face. There's not much of it though. Here he comes. He's driven that low and hard, but just pulled it to the left slightly. Just a mistake from Gawler Central, very costly. Can't afford to do that against this Nuri team. They execute very well.
They haven't started well at all. Not switched on the Gawler Central. They were trying to work it a lot more methodically, but it didn't work that time around. Yeah, this is Brad Mitchell. Assesses his options, goes short. So we might see another methodical build-up. Latimer goes wide. Oh, drop mark by Ross
Great
Grady.
Ross Grady. He's dropped that. He's managed to get it back.
He did okay
Kick
there.
around the corner actually works. Well done, Grady. Ball was a bit sticky, like he was after the shuffle night. That's Pilkington in the middle. He goes further afield. We have had a Ross Grady highlight. That's what we came here for.
Drop mark.
It was, but the
But hit up the
recovery was
kick.
good. At least he's had a touch. Nuri moving the ball out now. That kick inconvenience for Rosenzweig. He's fighting for the ball with Ma. Teammate picked up the ball,
Called it
ran
too.
into a tackle, holding the ball. Well done, Sean Ma. He moves the ball quickly into the middle. It's a risky kick. Giles almost cut it off.
Good kick inside 50.
It's Brad Mitchell once again. So he's gone deep. Ball's wrapped up, so we'll have a ball up probably 20 metres out, almost directly in front of Gawler Central's goal. Again, they desperately need to stem the tide with a goal of their own. Good tap there for Nuri, came out the back. They've got the clearance. Ball comes to ground. It's a good handball out. They're moving the ball down that wing. Looking for Sam Fallon. He takes the mark. He's got Giles working for him. Got Kai Rosenzweig streaming into the forward line.
And 25 for the hit. So he took the mark and
25-metre penalty. That will put him within range. We'll be kicking from 45 perhaps. High up and under, but he's got the distance.
oh, he's got it too.
Just that's a goal. Gifted by a mistake.
And it's the small things, the disciplined things that can add up into some.
I think that was the great Nick Matthews.
Trying to figure out who's kicked. Was it Nick Matthews?
I think it could have been. I'm in shock if it is. Gawler Central desperately need to find a way to stop Nuri's flow into that forward line.
I reckon it was Cooper Kaleski.
Cooper Gillespie, I'd rather give it to him than Nick Matthews. And a free kick going way of Kennedy for Gawler Central. He's going to drive. He sells some candy, runs around Rosenzweig, grabbed an extra 5 or 6 metres, and drilled the ball in long and low. There's a free kick paid Mercer with a push in the back.
That's the second
Ross
time.
Grady standing there on the mark. No, it's Mercer on the mark.
Second time that Kennedy sold the candy today. Very nicely.
Nuri looking to move the ball out now. Billy Nichols chasing that ball. Runs over the boundary line, so it'll be a Nuri free kick. Last touch.
Bit of conjecture here between boundary umpire and field umpire.
Jamie Wegner's arguing the case. He's saying it was touched. And the field umpire has assessed that Jamie Wegner was right. It's very rarely that happens in life. So we'll have a repeat throw in.
Some choice words of advice from the faithful.
Beautiful pick up there. Hacks that ball forward. It's a really good take from Kennedy. He goes long. Sean Maher now with a flying shot. This goes off to the left.
Good
That's a
mark.
really good mark taken on the line. He gets up, plays on, and slots the ball through.
Mercer, I think that was.
I think it was Starkey.
Let's have a look. $21.
Oh, so Brad Mercer with his first goal of the day. And just what the local Tigers needed, just to stem the flow. That's another goal of the day. That goes for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
Margin at 44 points now. 11 minutes gone in the third. Ball goes up, there's no winner there.
Neither ruckman really attacked that. When it came to ground, it was a different story. Botten fighting hard for it. Nuri pick it up. That little chip kick nearly stretched his player. He took the mark though. Gawler Central are well set up behind this. He drives it long. Everyone flies. Nuri player waiting at the back is wrapped up as soon as he got the ball in his hands.
Kennedy's been good for Gawler today.
Kennedy's
He's
been very good. He's a real
had a lot of the
consistent
ball.
player. Rarely burns the footy. It's probably his greatest asset. Botten in the ruck. He gets the tap. Les Baker now trying to weave his way through. He does just that. Two Nuri players spoiled each other. Kyle Worst at the foot of this ball. He's trying to shark it. His teammate grabbed the ball. He's taken into the deck. That was Starkey.
Easy tap there.
Easy tap for Furnell, who was the only one who contested.
No one inside forward 50 here to the left of our screen.
Gawler Central are just trying to bottle it up a little bit. They're trying to contain this margin. Regner's taken down before he could even get that ball. Nuri moving the ball on the outer side. That's a good pass. He's found James Watt, who's been a little quiet today. Almost a good mark taken there. Well defended by Gawler Central. Players all being drawn to the contest now. Good strong tackle there from Ross Grady. He's done two things today now. Well done, Ross. Very sticky on his opponent, just like he was at the shuffle night. Apparently, anything would have stuck to him that night. Except his clothes, apparently. Good tap there for Centrals. They wrench it out. Almost a mark, but comes off hands to the Nuri player who, luckily, that plugged from his miss kick. This player's taken. He was on the deck with the ball and he was wrapped up. Umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt.
2 possessions with 1 kick there.
That little golf chip.
It's what you call stat padding.
A little early in the game for that. So we'll have a repeat ball up almost in the same spot. It's going to be a lot of this half. Gawler Central happy to just lock things down now. As we see Fernell get the tap. Almost 15 minutes into the third quarter here at Gawler Oval. Fernell with a big tap, cleared the entire stoppage. Gawler Central almost had it. Player wrapped up as soon as he got it though. See Ruckman go at it again. It's just the same thing, ball up after ball up. As soon as the ball comes to ground, the first player that picks it up has got 3 people grabbing him. That opens it up a little bit. It's a beautiful take from the Nuri player. Handball back, really effective. Finds the player in the pocket. And handball off. He's grabbed and he's taken into the water.
Just locked in here at Nuri's
We're
end.
going to have a ball up right against the boundary line in the forward pocket. Gawler Central player hacks it off the ground, but it goes into a pile of legs and sticks. Jamie Wegner now with that handball. Wegner doing the hard work. Kai Rosenzweig had front position. He's had a great game so far. That's probably a high tackle. And that one almost a holding ball. That's a big hit.
Oh, that was pretty good. I don't know if that was high or not, but anyway, they're out the back. This is Pilkington for Gawler Central. Tries to get over the top. Oh, there's a chance now. And I think Nuri are going to walk away with it. They should be okay with the numbers here on the broadcast side. I would want to see if that hit was legal, though. If it hit the head or not, but...
we will be looking at it in the review.
Nevertheless, a good hard hit.
Either way, it'll end up on Sam's highlight reels. Just so he gets more complaints. You didn't protect my baby's head. Sam doesn't have any say in what happens on the field. He just broadcasts. Pilkington now. Sorry, it was Mitchell. Mark taken by Fallon. He chips inboard. Nuri just looking to move this ball methodically. Kai Rosenzweig's open in the middle of the ground. He gets the ball. He takes off. He's too quick. That short, long kick doesn't find a target. Ross Grady with the ball. He drives the ball back. He hit a target. That's much better, Grady. The ball goes over the back. Mitch Norton's back there. He's up against the line. He clears the ball with it by hand. Nuri looking to calm things down a bit. Ball comes to ground. Laverty fighting hard. That's 2 tackles he laid in space with 2 seconds. He's looking for a best on ground today, Laverty.
Well, it's Laverty or Bentley. Take your pick. Flip a coin. Do whatever you want, but it's up to those two, I think. Someone's getting, but they're both at least getting 2 votes, but someone's getting 3.
Interesting way of putting it.
Do you have someone else that's been best?
No, not at all, but just hedging your bets pretty well. I like that. So ball up inside Nuri's forward 50. Sorry, inside Central's forward 50. That mark taken. Little ball will come straight back in. That's a floater. Wouldn't want to be on the end of that one. It just bounces over the boundary line, so it'll be a Nuri bowl.
If I am picking, I'm going to go with Bentley. There you go. I've made my decision.
Bentley's
Up
been
until this
so
point.
good. His stoppage work has been beyond criticism. He's been perfect in this game. It's well fought over for Nuri. Ball comes out. Beautiful high ball in.
Oh!
Brad Mercer, what a mark! That's mark of the day. We've had some contenders so far, but that one beats everything.
You have to finish now. You can't take a mark like that and not
He's
finish
good.
for goal.
He finishes. He's one of the best shots at goal you'll see.
And he didn't get a clean ride either. So he's
That was a
so
thing
he's
of
done
beauty.
very well to just kind of manoeuvre his way and stay steady and take the mark. In he comes.
That's a beautiful kick.
This is going to hold. No, just to the left.
Offline. Bad luck from one of the best goal kickers this competition's ever seen. Wasted opportunity there, but what a mark. At his age, still getting up.
I hate to see an opportunity like that go missing after such a good mark.
He is going to watch that over and over again. Not the kick, but the mark.
Yes. Takes a good mark there too.
He is really fighting to keep his team in this game. Everyone will be looking for the pass now. Nuri have got a lot of players back, so it's going to be very hard to find someone open. He has found someone. That's Joel Latimer. Probably too far out to kick the goal. The wind is actually now almost behind his back. That'll give him a helping hand. He comes in now, puts on the left, gets really up and under. The wind is carrying it, but not enough. Falls short, was offline. We've got about 5 contenders for mark of the day so far, but that one's easily the
Yeah, we've got a clear winner at the moment. So ball locked in now for Gawler Central.
They really need to take advantage of this and just get a score on the board for their own mindset.
Is that
Ball comes out. Kennedy around the corner.
has he got it? He does.
He has. He's had a really good day. He's had plenty of the bowl, but that's finished off. That's quite nice. It's a good goal and another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
I think that started with Mercer. I think it was in the ruck that time.
He's a do-it-all player.
Utility.
He's done so much for Gawler Centrals in his time here. They've basically built themselves around him over the last decade. They need 2 goals in a row, though, just to stop Nuri from steamrolling them. No clear winner from that contest. That handball out. There's another torp going forward. Nuri defender got one hand to it. Gawler Central now. Players had it.
He's got it.
Took a shot. That's it. That's more like it.
Brad Mitchell.
Brad Mitchell. That's it. Just get the ball moving quickly. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just keep smashing it forward. And Mitchell, that's a good goal from him and another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
First set of
Premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs.
consecutive goals for Gawler Central.
And about the 15th pen drop from Nick.
Yep. I've got plenty of tape here to tape it down.
I think you might need tent pegs.
We're trying new tactics now.
Temperature's starting to drop rapidly here at Gawler Oval, getting quite cold. The temperature on the field still pretty hot. Big tackles being laid everywhere. There's another one. Almost holding the ball. Gawler Central are pretty happy it's not. So we'll see another ball up just on their half-forward flank. Botten gets his hand to that, comes down to his teammate. He's wrapped up by 2 Nuri players immediately. Almost a pile driver takes him into the ground. Goes straight to a Nuri player. He's wrapped up. There's a lot of players around this stoppage. Nuri player had it bounce off his chest. Nuri, well, good by hand. That's great. Kai Rosenzweig once again. He's flying through the middle. That's fantastic kick, but Ross Grady takes a mark. Those mitts are still sticky from the shuffle night. Nearly found Botten. He taps it to his team's advantage. Great handball from Wagner. That's a beautiful pass there. That was Brad Mitchell with the ball.
Good end-to-end footy there by Gawler Central, and now Brett Kennedy having a shot on goal.
He's having a shot on goal, but Jamie Wagner forced that ball forward.
He's got it.
He's gone back and didn't waste any time. He's kicked it. That's 3 in a row for the home Tigers. It's another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
4 goals, 1 for the quarter against 3 goals, 1 in favour of Gawler Central, so they're actually winning the quarter.
And we're into time on in the third quarter.
Temperature
And
definitely is dropping.
Temperature has dropped.
You've got the
again.
beanie out, my hoodie's on. It's all happening here.
If anyone's got a little portable heater, we would appreciate it. Even a barbecue. Ball up in the middle. Yuri with that ball coming out. Kennedy cross halfback. His kick is off target. Westlake chops it off. The siren goes to bring the third quarter to an end. That was the second half of that quarter was really good footy to watch. First half was a little bit stagnant, but Gawler Central hit back hard in the second half of the term to bring the quarter back onto their terms. But early Nuri were all over them.
And the game opening up actually helped Gawler Central because Nuri have really favoured the game being sort of slow and locked up and congested. So a really strong finish to that third quarter. And if there's any sort of hope and glimmer of a comeback, they put themselves in a position to take momentum into the last. So hopefully we get a contest.
Hopefully we can see some real fight this last quarter. Nuri will be kicking to the scoring end, but Gawler Central will try and shut them down and get them on the rebound. Scoring still pretty tight, not a high scoring game. Currently on the Birds Barossa scoreboard, Nuriootpa 10 goal 6, leading Gawler Central 6 goal 5, so it is within reach for Gawler Central if they can go on a run like they did in the second half of that third quarter.
They were much better running with the ball. They were much better, not so much, they didn't have much defending to do in that second half of that quarter, but running with the ball, the run and carry, the effort, and then a lot of good ball movement too, which was not seen much in the first half. So
they took risks and were willing to take the game on.
Yes.
And that caught the Nuri defenders out.
Absolutely. So we'll see how this one wraps up. But I think, if anything, if you're Nuri, you've got to be a bit bullish about this last quarter. You've really got to put your head down and finish strong because Gawler Central season finishes next week. Nuri have got finals to play for, and they've got South Gawler waiting for them, who have been the form team of the competition the entire season. So they have to be hitting the ground running in that match. So the next fortnight for them, particularly in this last quarter, and so the next 5 quarters for Nuri, it's got to be good preparation.
I think Furnell's got to really establish his dominance in the ruck this quarter. Botten has broken even with him at least today. Furnell's going to be going up against a 3-headed monster in that second semi-final, and he's got to really establish his identity as a danger in the ruck.
It was much better in midfield, like we touched on earlier, by Gawler Central. Today's result doesn't really affect either side in terms of where they are on the ladder and finals and whatnot. Nuri will finish second. Gawler Central will finish second bottom. But for Nuri, it just means it's a bit extra because they've still got a month of footy left to play, at least 4 games. including this one. And as we said, South Gawler will be waiting. And even if you do lose a second semi-final, you don't have the momentum. That's the one thing that happens when you play in a final, and that's a double chance and you lose. You lose a bit of momentum, and you face a side that's won their final. So it can be a bit of a trap.
Yes,
So
definitely.
they've got to take in some form against South Gawler.
You want to be winning that second semi-final. Relying on the double chance is never a good idea, because there's every chance you come up against a team like Barossa District who have built momentum late in the year that could just pop up on that day and cause an upset.
And you get the week off and get to watch two teams smash each other in the prelim final.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than seeing two teams that you are looking to face one of them absolutely go hammer and tongs at each other. Just knock each other about.
So here we go. Start of the last quarter. Ball goes up. Tap there by Botten. And it's out here. Clearance by Nuri, and it's a great mark there. Diving mark. Cole Jenner, who's probably going to have to kick this about on the paint of the 50. Really good sliding mark.
Gonna look
So
to
again, it was
get his team started.
It was a good start to them in the last quarter. Nuri, the visiting Tigers. See if it's the same here. It's a bit flat. Don't think it's going to make it. And it's touched and through for a behind. So the first score of the last quarter. Pushing it out now to a 26-point margin. Fast electric start. Similar to the third quarter for Nuri. And it comes now. That ball wasn't touched, but it'll stay in. Strong tackle there by Starkey. And it will be a ball up. No real ruckman here. So it's fisted by, I think that was Nichols there.
Kai Rosenzweig taken high in that tackle, so Nuri will get another entry here. He tries to play on, he's in trouble. That handball gives him a chance. Mitch Dakey now going across goal. Gawler Central, that back handball allows him for clearance. Got a player out there, he puts the mark down, he regathers. He's slammed into the deck. So we'll have a ball up almost on the half-forward flank.
Bit of a cramp down back. Can't see who that was. Had to stretch out the calves. I think it was...
Can't be Ross Grady, he hasn't done enough.
I think it actually was.
No, I
think
refuse
it
to
was.
believe it. He's better than
The
that.
camera wasn't on it, but from what I could see from here...
Rosenzweig with the entry now.
It's
Come
a
on,
mark.
the man who single-handedly claims that he's bringing sexy back to Gawler Central, we wouldn't believe that.
He's showing everyone his calves.
He's not showing us much.
He showed us that's a pretty good kick.
That's a really good mark there. It's Blake Marsden taking that grab. Next kick's a tough one. That's too low. It's immediately cut off by Nuri. That running shot just offline, but it's good effort. No, I don't want to pick on Ross too much, but he hasn't given us much cause to praise him today.
I'm just telling you what I saw.
He's leading now, looking for the kick in. Even his teammates are going to ignore him. That's harsh. And he's stretching the legs again. Definitely got cramp.
It was him, I told you. It's feeling the effects.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that's from the flight. Botten with a really good mark there.
Almost kicked it onto the man on the mark
Yeah,
there.
almost kicked into the man on the mark. As a result, it's up and under. Nichols now with the clean up. He gets the ball off to Laverty, who's taken by his opposite number 7. That's holding the ball.
Good chase there by Mitchell.
Gawler Central to move the ball in. That ball falls short. Regner picks it up. He's good enough to take it, but Mitch Norton takes him down in a big tackle.
Nichols another one for Nuri coming into the game. Played quite well. Fisted forward. It comes out here to the broadcast side. So that was Marsden. board, but it's cut off there.
Rosenzweig
It's by Rosenzweig
is still
at
enjoying
halfback.
a really good game.
He has.
It's a big fly for that, but no one able to take it. Scores from around the ground, 3/4 time. South Gawler 9-goal 9-63, easily Bennington under 2-goal 6-18. And at Angaston 5-goal 6 leading Kapunda 4-goal 3 at 3/4 time. So really close contest there.
The Lions kicking away as we expected. So ball in now. That was Fernell. He was
Laverty
actually
with that
chasing
handball
after it.
over, was looking for Bentley. Didn't get there, but they've managed to work it out. It's good play from Yuri. The ball falls just short of his target. He picks it up, wheels around on the left. There's a one-on-one there. He almost took the mark. Still able to control the footy. That little chip kick back, that works out well. That's a nice mark. Not 15, but that's
That one
better.
will be.
That one is. He's played on. And just, oh, he has kicked it. That's a good shot from there. I thought it was a bit tight. It's a good shot on goal.
Yeah, options there to centre it too, so he had to kick that goal.
You wouldn't want to miss that.
No, you can't miss that. When you've got the options for someone to have an
Higher
angle,
shot.
yeah. Got to kick them if you're taking it on like that. And he did it. So 1-goal 2 for Nuri in this quarter. Not as good of a start as it was in the start of the third. Ball's up again.
Neither ruckman able to affect it. So we're on the ground again. Fernell
Tap
won
down.
that contest physically.
Bentley with
Good
the clearance again.
from Bentley. Goes
Oh.
long. He's hit a teammate. Bit of clearance work going on ahead of him. It's Kyle Jenner, the coach, has planted himself up forward in this second half. Not anything for him to do down back. There's no key forward for Gawler Central that he can match up on. So he's just gone forward. He's filling his boots.
He's kicked it.
He's put that straight through the middle. That's another goal for Jenner and another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
Fernell to Bentley today. Wow, it's been an incredible connection
It
in
has.
midfield.
There's a really good bond there. And Bentley as captain leads the way. He's clean in everything he does. So
He's still my best player for today so far.
he's definitely, could not disagree with you. He has owned this contest. He is the king of the Tigers.
Yes, on both sides today.
I'm going to start fining you every time that pen hits the deck. That's Jamie Wegner. Great look away. Sold his teammate into trouble, though. Nuri looking to get it out. That's a really good tackle. Really good effort. Wasn't appreciated by the Nuri boys. They didn't see it the way we did.
It's on now.
There we go. It's
Oh.
almost mud wrestling. If they moved to the right about 15 metres, it would be genuine mud wrestling. Some
Anyway,
of our late female viewers would probably enjoy that. Nuri bring the ball out to this side, goes out of play. So it'll be a Gawler Central kick in. Ross Grady's on the bench. He's trying to work out how he can have this kick in. Grady desperate to get on the field. He wanted that ball. A cheap kick he was after. He's the kind of guy who'd love to take that cheapie. Laverty with the handball. Wagner gets it.
oh, on his
Kicks around
own.
the corner. Mercer's on his own in the goal square. He will not get a goal easier than that in his career. That's a bit of Brad Mercer magic.
I don't know how he got that free.
Well, that's Nuri probably a bit distracted and a little bit of ball watching starting to creep into this stage of the game. They're better than that. They need to tighten that up. Kyle Jenner wouldn't be happy.
It's a bit of an easy one for Gawler there. 33 points, the margin. 9 minutes into the fourth, almost 10 minutes now. Ball goes up. Another good tap there, I think by Fernell it's in midfield. But they're going to get the clearance here through Mitchell, Gawler Central.
Mitchell's been working hard all day. It's a beautiful take there from the Euro defender. He gets it back. Handballs it off again. Beautiful end-to-end work from the Nuri Tigers. Sam Fallon there goes with the left foot.
On the full.
On the full, but he did well to weave his opponent and confuse him, but he might have confused himself a little bit in the end. He's been the most dangerous forward on the ground today, though.
So it comes, short kick, that's very risky. The pressure will apply here. And it's going to be a ball up, but bit of a poor kick there. Should have hit him on the chest. Very simple kick. Ball's up now. 4 players went up for that one. Snap my... Oh, it's coming back. Handball over the top. Can they get a goal here? No, the numbers favour Gawler Central, but it goes
Gawler
out
Central
anyway.
Able to knock that ball towards the line. They're happy to reset, take the throw in. Dangerous spot on the ground here. If Nuri can get the ball out of this contest. Fernell nearly took it in his elbow. And we have a ball up almost in exactly the same spot.
He's had a big last quarter, Fernell. We talked about a 3/4 time and he's responded.
That's what we
quite
wanted
well
to see, and he has delivered. There are big challenges ahead of him in the finals, so...
Strong tackle there.
It's a really good tackle. Gawler Central just not letting the ball leave the area. Umpire Higginbottom with yet another ball up. Gawler Central breaking clear now. Looking for a player. He's there, he's under it. He's well defended, he's impeded. Well seen by the umpire, that's good umpiring. He worked hard out of that contest to get to that position. Gawler Central bring the ball down now. Lockie Westlake with a good mark. He's been reliable all day. He never makes mistakes. He's a really good young player. Another son of a gun in this Nuri lineup. Ball's a little bit off the outside of the boot.
I think it's going to work.
Actually worked out well. And he hit a teammate, and it was Riley Haynes.
Oh, here's a go. It's a bounce over the top, and I'll tell you what, it's a good finish. He had the bounce working for him. That was Sam Fallon. He's got another, I think.
Fallon with another goal. That's easier than his previous goals. He's got to be really happy with that. That's a reward for his effort on the day.
Wobbly kick inside 50, and then this goal. Look at the bounce.
That's the oval-shaped ball. It's cruel. It's broken a lot of hearts in its time. And that's yet another one.
Crows supporters will tell you that.
Angus Monfries. But back to this all-important game. Umpire Sullivan back in the middle. Botten with the tap down, nearly gets it himself. He's actually jumped on it now.
I won't pick on the Crows. I'll say Saints supporters as well for the grand final. Just so they don't feel left out.
Hey, they get paid out enough.
Who's that?
Saints fans. It'd be tough supporting the Aints. Good kick around the corner. Gawler Central able to knock that ball over the boundary line. Boundary umpire will have to stand in the water to throw it in. She's smart. She comes in a little bit.
Well played.
They do a good job, the boundary umpires. And actually, a bit of a shout out for one of the umpires who's at home with COVID today, Ryan Prentice, one of the best umpires in community football, as Billy Nichols takes that mark. That's a really good pass. He's found a teammate, took the mark, then slipped over. So he'll be taking a shot on goal. I think it's Rosenzweig.
No, it's not Rosenzweig. Can't see the number though.
Hopefully get a view
I
of
think
it
it's
in a
Schmal.
moment. Sam Schmal.
He's
He
pulled
leans
it
back.
to the right.
And just offline.
On the top again.
Almost
That's a
to the
60
middle
metre
of the
top,
ground.
that one. I reckon Gawler Central must be practicing their torps at training more than anything.
And well picked up on the run there. He's driving that forward. Player had a guy draped all over him as he went to market.
I reckon
Wrestling now.
if I'm out at training this week at Gawler Central, say, just don't worry about kicking drop punts. Let's go the torp every time, because every time they've kicked it, it's worked. Every single time today. It's happened about
Aaron
3 or 4
Laverty
times.
grabs the ball out of the ruck. He's tripped up. Gets the handball away. Jamie Wegner now. Ball bounces his way. He drives the ball long forward. Newry defender was in front. He was well positioned. Really good defence from Mitch Norton. He's turned in one of the best centre-half backs in the game. Ball in dispute. Newry have got it now. And Billy Nichols with a short pass. That's well done. Finds a teammate. They're moving the ball methodically now. A kick not so good. Gawler Central able to clean up. Looking for Wegner. He's well supported by a teammate. So we'll have a ball up almost in front of the scoreboard. Right on the outer side. Ball came down. Rosenzweig applies a tackle.
Have you seen enough from today, from Newry, to be able to say that they can take it up to South Gawler?
I think Newry haven't shown us everything they've got today. Probably a couple of players out of their lineup at the moment. I think that they will take it up to South Gawler, but ultimately I think South Gawler is still 5 to 6 goals better in the drive. Newry player took the ball. He's taken the ground. There hasn't been a soft tackle out there all day. They've all been heavy, crunching tackles. Both these teams bring a lot of physicality to the table. Working hard in there again. Umpire Sullivan now looking to ball it up once again.
He's taking his time to ball it up too.
Nearly 18 minutes into the final quarter. Gawler Central now with the ball. Just overrunning it there. That's good handball. Finds Kennedy. Comes back to Worst. He kicks it on the outside of the foot. It's touched. Forced over for a minor score. That was good effort from a little hair helmet.
They've shown in glimpses today, Gawler, like the end of the last quarter was quite good. They've had some stoppages that they've gone really well, and they've been able to string some momentum, but they just haven't done it for long enough. But you'd expect that against, Newry, who are in the second position. But the signs are there.
Signs are there, and within the next year or two, Gawler Central will be back in the mix. lot of young players coming through. Ball comes down now. Good handball by Fennell.
Fennell's doing the roving now.
Well, Bentley was in that spot but had gotten on his bike and ran through. Unfortunately, the ball didn't come his way, but that's where he had started that stoppage. Oh, it's a good strong mark taken there. Pilkington, he's been handy today. He's worked his guts out for the Gawler Central team. Just drives the ball into the forward line, hoping to make something happen. Ball comes to ground. Gawler Central player almost marked it, brings it down. Wagner now. Just hit the ball in the centre. Needed to be on ball on the end of it. Just those biceps probably got in the way. I'm sure they're inflatable. And yes, I am jealous. Chip the ball into the mud almost. That's probably not the best planning, unless he doesn't like that bloke. He goes across ground to where it's dry. That's better. Just hugging the boundary line. There we go, bringing the ball back in now, looking for the corridor. The great Nick Matthews in possession. Always look for something special from Nick Matthews. He's just that kind of guy. Thinks he's a great golfer. I'm yet to see the proof. Ball up right on the outer wing. That's a big knock forward from Fennell. Gawler Central player took the ball and he smashed into the turf. Nuri have not eased off their pressure at all. Nearly 22 minutes into the final quarter on the Ray White Craigmore time clock. Ball goes up again. Nuri, one of the midfielders, took the tap that time. Let the ruckman do their wrestling. Probably would have been a good plan for most of the day. Ball going nowhere at the moment. It's been stuck in that outer wing for a while now.
It's gone back to that stop-start sort of game
Yes.
to finish out this one.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle, that wing. Once the ball gets out there, it's really hard to get out. Big thump from Fennell. Tries to clear it. Gawler Central get the better of it. That ball goes forward. New player taps the ball down. Goes to a Gawler Central player. He's wrapped up immediately, so now we'll have a ball up on the half-forward flank. They have moved a little bit.
Piece by piece.
Inch by inch.
Gradually.
Ball comes down. The Nuri player breaks through the contest. He drives it
Great
forward,
kick.
and player is loose. He
Have
gets
it
on the end
again.
of it. That ball just, that quick movement, neither team has really read that well defensively today. So Nuri having a shot on goal. Big Bart Ryan. He kicks it like a ruckman, but it goes through. That's a good goal. Big Bart's got it.
That's as straight as you can get.
That's Probably the straightest thing about Bart. But another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. Nuri, they've probably done enough this quarter to say they've won the quarter. Almost 25 minutes into the final quarter on the Ray White Craigmore time clock. Starting to get a little darker here at Gawler Oval.
Not long left now. Hasn't been much happening in this
No.
in this quarter. Just a bit of stop-start. Not many goals. 1 goal, 1 to Gawler Central to 3 goals, 3 for the quarter to Nowry.
A lot of tired players. Wagner out there grabs the ball. Bentley wraps him up. It's probably a decent battle there, Bentley versus Wagner. Wagner tries to take front spot. Ball comes his way. He hacks it over his shoulder with the left. Nuri player had front position. Ball went to ground though. Wagner's given his all for Gawler Central. He's got to be in their top 6. Laverty grabbed that ball out of the contest. He's wrapped up, taken the ground. Definitely Bentley's been the best player of the day. Laverty second. I'd say Kai Rosenzweig probably gets my third. Sam Fallon's got to be mentioned for his sheer presence up forward. Fernell's battled hard in the ruck. His work can't be underestimated. Billy Nichols has been handy since quarter time.
Rosenzweig as well.
Rosenzweig is in there. He's my third best. And for Gawler Central, definitely got to give Pilkington a mention. Wagner's been hard-working and done a lot of hard work. Botten probably not had enough dominance in the ruck by his standards.
Mercer had a good third quarter.
Mercer had a good third quarter, but I don't think that's enough. I've got to go with guys like Kennedy. He's been good. He's worked hard all day. Brad Mitchell's been good at times as well. Anyone but Grady hard, basically, for Gawler Central. So Ross Grady. Mark taking the middle of the ground for Central. Hands the ball off, doesn't go well. That player fights, gets the ball back. That's a really interesting handball technique there. Ross Grady in the middle, he fumbled it. He tries to give it, don't argue. He fumbles it to a teammate. Mitch Norton had a good run at that in the air. The ball bounces his way beautifully as he storms through the middle of the ground, charging like a rampaging bull. Newey with a little kick now in the forward line. That's a good diving mark taken.
Ryan for another shot of goal.
Big Bart now looking for his second goal in a row. But Ross Grady with the bumbling, fumbling effort in the middle of the ground there. That's my non-play of the day. Ross, I expected better. He's coming in now, leans back. Goal umpire's not doing a lot of work, but it's just offline to the right, so a minor score. Now almost 28 minutes into the final term on the Ray White Craigmore time clock. Jake Asher to bring the ball back in. That short pass just doesn't quite reach the player. Under pressure again. Asher having to clean up his own mess. Gets the ball to a teammate.
On the ball.
That was Kennedy. He's taken down. And that's the end of the game here at Gawler Oval. Newry running out comfortable winners. 14 goal 9 to Gawler Central 7 goal 6.
Still a shot to happen here.
Newry
Schmal.
having a shot on goal. Sam Schmal would have the final say with a shot after the siren. Either way, it's a comfortable win for the Newry Tigers over the Gawler Central Tigers. They're definitely the top Tiger. They know it. And they'll go into next week's game against Williston as heavy favourites. That game will be the live stream game of the week, coming to you from Newry Oval.
And they take on Williston.
Yes. Williston, who are sitting right down near the foot of the table and are done for the year.
Well, that's
assuming
if
that
they're
lose today, but
losing at the moment.
I'm willing to put my reputation on it, say that Barossa will have won that comfortably.
Wondering if we're getting a stream of comments about the score, maybe.
Possibly. And that'll bring our live stream for the day to a close. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you tune in again next week.